Tell 'em I know. Peace, love, and pace. You are now tuned in with the Avid Soul once again. Thank y'all all for coming back and being in this moment with me. And we are here with another video. So for today's video, we are going to be getting into 8 things, or I should say 9 things that 2020 has shown us. So it's 9 things that 2020 has shown us so far. And without no further ado, let's get into the first thing. The first thing that 2020 has shown us all so far for 100% is that we are in a matrix. And if you don't know what the Matrix is, it's a great movie. You need to go check it out. It's really more than a movie. It's more of a documentary. It really does place and show you how this world is really set up and how the system here is set up. But especially in 2020, it is very blatant that it is showing you that we live in a matrix. From the foods that we eat, from the decisions that we make, from the way that we are programmed and advertised, many sorts of things that are fed and given to us, and how we play into that to the point of we just go with the flow of a system and a program. So especially what we see happening on the news on a daily basis, even the conversations and talks that we have with people within our lives, there is something very peculiar about how it continues to play itself when we see a lot of hatred, destruction, and this disarray all around us. But there is still points and pockets of where people are still continuing throughout their day as if nothing has happened, and that this is the norm, this is how things are made, and this is how things will continue to be made. So one thing already that 2020 has showed us is that we are in the matrix. We're living in the matrix. Now, number 2 of what 2020 has shown us so far is that our system is flawed greatly for all of us. And what I mean by the system is flawed greatly, it is set up to a point where even though we have these ideas and we have these talks about, as long as you're able to make it, as you're able to pull yourself up, as you're able to make a way for yourself, you will be successful regardless of what goes down. And in any way, shape, or form that we see that, whether it's on us, not only social justice, but within even the justice system itself, within government, within our own daily lives of how things are set up, the system's completely flawed. It's only set up for a certain few of people to succeed. So in a way, it's flawed for all those who do not identify with not only just the dominant race, but who identify as, honestly, human beings, as really hardworking, wanting to make a change and make things happen within this system. It is flawed. You, at any moment in time, depending on this, as well as how you feel here and what you do actions wise, there's going to be a reaction or a similar reaction depending upon all of these different variables. So within all of that being done and nothing being done at the same time, we can tell, number 2, that this system is greatly flawed for all of us. Number 3 of what 2020 has shown us so far, and there's going to be more to come, but The third thing is that this year is the year of realizations. This is the year of the idea of 2020, which is akin to vision. This is the idea of now you can realize and see with real eyes what is going on in front of you without any more veils. And when I mean without any more veils, I really mean now you see a lot of information about what's going on with a lot of these pedophiles and people coming out speaking on these issues, as well as you see how dysfunctional the government truly is, whether it be the Senate, whether it be the House, whether it be the president and that whole setup itself. You see how disorganized it really is, as well as you see the roots and the foundation of this nation finally rearing itself. All that it is in the dark soon comes to the light. And now we are in this point in time where it is unavoidable to not see that here. It's in everywhere that we are, and it's in everything that we are seeing and what we are doing. So, number 3 of knowing what 2020 has shown us so far is this year is the year of 2020, seeing vision, seeing clearly, and the year of visualization, of realizations. Now, number 4 of what 2020 has shown us so far is that nature is alive and is responding back. And what I mean by that is sometimes we forget that the earth is alive. We forget that Mother Nature itself is alive. We might identify trees, shrubbery, grass, and other types of non-living things for biology and science sake of not being alive, but and hence the earth is alive. It has a core. It has a soul, solar plexus, a core. It's hot. As well as things grow from the ground. That's where we have our food. That's where we have all of the different natural resources that we need. It is here. And when I mean now by nature is alive and is responding back, there's been a number of different, we can say, natural occurrences happening, whether it be the multiple wildfires and lightning strikes that have been happening in North California, as well as the multitude of different floodings that are going on in China, as well as the 2 hurricanes that are coming around Texas and all of those different areas, let alone know what else is going on in all other parts of the world. But just know that, number 4, that nature is alive and it's responding, and it's definitely sending a message. It's letting us know that it's here and it is ready and willing to make the changes that it needs so that the earth can still live on and survive. Now, number 5 of what 2020 has shown us so far is that you must go within. And when I mean you must go within, like I speak on, search within. This time right now is very crucial that you connect and come within yourself, figuring out your purpose, figuring out what have I been sent here to give back to this world, figuring out what is my part that I have to play within the whole grand scheme of my experience that I'm here for. What do I need to work on and build on so that not only my future or what I see going into the future is set up to be successful. But what about the futures of the next few generations? As well as in this time of what was going on with the virus, world events, chaos, it is time to practice that self-care and that looking within to check in on ourselves and really get to know ourselves down to the core, so that we learn once we come from the inside and get all that we need from the inside, we take that with us and we bring and build that out to the outside. We create this layer of protection that is unseen, but is there with us, holding us down so that we can move and continue to move within this world to the best, if not as a better version of ourselves, to get to that next step. So number 5 is very important that you do what you need to do, that 2020 has shown us, is to go within. And that is either you meditating, that you reading, that you observing life around you, that you having deep conversations with people, that you taking a moment to just breathe and really ask yourself and love on yourself. Now, number six of what 2020 has shown us so far is fear is a tool for devastation, or it's a tactic that's being used to divide. And what I mean by fear is a tool for devastation and a tactic to being used, you can see very clearly that not only with what's going on governmental wise, with now running for the next election year of who to choose, whether it is between two evils that people agree on, but picking the lesser, and that whole idea of picking the lesser of two evils, and why do our choices have to be evil, as well as the whole pandemic in itself, and knowing how this creates subconscious fear of wanting to connect with, interact with, and build with others. This is in the back of the mind. Even though we still come out and we get to connect when we can, there's to a certain extent that we can do so. And I understand that it can be, of course, for health reasons and to make sure that everyone is doing it within a safe fashion. But subconsciously, it is allowing us to now disassociate ourselves from others and being connected with others to a point that we now are decisively telling ourselves that we don't want to be connected to no one. Stay away. Do not come nowhere near me. You're not worth being here. As well as, I can only build this on my own. I can't build it with anybody else. So number 6 of why, or how 2020 has, what is 2020 has shown us, is that fear is being used as for a tool to be destructive as well as to divide us. Now, number 7 of what 2020 has shown us so far is this power in knowing. And when I mean power in knowing, I mean power in knowledge and turning that knowledge into wisdom, and knowing how that in itself creates the cycle of knowing yourself and getting yourself to begin to critically analyze what is all around you and figure out the who, the what's, the when, the where's, and the main point of the why's. Why are we here? Figuring out what do we go and where do we go when it comes to knowing and where our next steps are. And we have, and it's a great time that we're able to do that, because right now we have so much access to information. There is no way that we should not allow ourselves to continue to be ignorant and continue to ignore what is right in front of us, because once again, at number 3, the whole analogy of seeing 2020, seeing all these realizations. So in the power of knowing that I am more than just this body, I'm more than just this human experience, and where and how am I going to continue that going, and how will I pass that on to the other people around me? That is something that 2020 also has shown us. Or at least this is all from what my perspective is. Now, number 8 of what 2020 has shown us so far is you are the catalyst. And when I mean by you're the catalyst, you are that person that will make that change. And it all starts with you. And it's not in an egotistical way, but it's in a way of how the universe and how you were designed as a soul is. You must go within. You must understand who, what, when, and where, and how, and are you coming from, so that you can create that change within yourself to bring that realization out to the world. So it starts with you. And once you're able to bring that, you're able to influence another. And then that another is able to influence someone else. And it continues down to this domino effect till it gets to what this reality you're wanting to make and wanting to create, or wanting to help facilitate for other people. So knowing number 8, that you are the catalyst, you must take that discipline. You must take that willpower and that drive to become that catalyst, to become that chosen, to know that you're that chosen one. And number 9, which is last but not least of what 2020 has shown us so far, is there is no room for complacency. So right now, this is a time to grow. This is not a time to sit around and just be where you are and be fine and continue to just let things happen and ignore it. This is a time where you really sit down, buckle down, and get to the nitty-gritty. Figure out, what do you need? What and where will you go when the next few, whenever not days, so years, that you continue to be here? You can't continue to just keep playing video games. You can't continue to keep asking for a cup of water or asking for food from someone else and not go out and do the work for it. You must put in that work. You must put in the initiative for you to gain that growth, for you to gain that knowledge, for you to gain the perspective and what you need to grow and get better. So, and 2020 is not allowing you to just sit there and just let it be. It is making you, if not putting a fire under you right now, that you need to. And with that, these are just 9 things from my perspective of what 2020 has shown us. And at the end of the day, it is all up to you to make that journey, that trek within, figure out where and what do you need, as well as be ready and willing to make those changes. Other than that, that was the video. Thank you again for enjoying this moment with me. You have been tuned in with the Avid Soul. Much love, and I will see you next time. Peace. One love. We're out. Tell 'em I know it speaks eternally. I know the sun's fervent heat. The solar plexus, all parts connected. Last I checked.